Welcome back to K24 News Guide. Let's move on. A week after President William Ruto announced the cancellation of their Adani deals, the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, through their moderator Thego Mutahi, now wants President Ruto to follow the right procedure in the cancellation of the deals. The Reverend cited the government frequently makes declarations which are not followed through. At the same time, the PCA leadership has warned politicians against interfering with the management of public universities. And on matters universal health coverage, the PCA wants the government to call or clear all its debts to all the hospitals that had provided services under the previous health insurance, NHIF, before forcing Kenyans to embrace the new insurance under Social Health Authority and Social Health Insurance Fund program.
We have to commend him for being bold enough to say they are cancelled. We must commend him for that. However, it was a bit late because already Kenyans had spoken against Adani in a very big way. If it was public participation, people were saying, don't give out our airport. Don't give out our energy sector to Adani. Yet, progress was made towards that direction until in the United States of America, some prosecutions were done against Adani. That very day, the president spoke against those contracts. So we hope that the Adani deal, now that it is cancelled and we're happy about it, it will not be reintroduced through a back door. And we are not against partnerships, international, local, we are not against them. But let them be presented in a way that we are not suspicious about. Are there deals? Are there kickbacks? Is there anybody who is trading with our country? We are not against, but again, let us deal with reputable organizations. Adani has been spoken against in very many countries, yet here we were saying that we want to do business with them.
Treasury CS John Mbadi has assured legislators that there is no possibility of going against the president's declaration to cancel the Adani deal. Mbadi further explained the Public Debt and Privatization Committee that the JKA deal had not reached contract stage, unlike the K24 one, which was already signed. Let's listen in on the same.
I think you should have comfort that at that such high level, there is no possibility of doing the opposite. Two, you know, we have two contracts here. There's the JKA one, and then there's another one for K24. The JKA case, no, I want to talk about what my president talked about. You know, you are giving me others, and I don't want to speculate. The ones I'm aware of, and which I would talk about, are those two. Now, for the JKA one, I have said this before, that there's no contract to cancel, because there was no contract at all. It was still at very initial stages. The K24, my understanding is there is a contract, but I will tell you that immediately the president spoke, a team is already put in place from the Directorate of PPP, which is resident in my ministry, and also from the line ministries and the contracting agencies. In this case, the contracting agencies is the K24 and Kenya Airports Authority, and the line ministries is Energy and the Ministry of Transport. So all sat the following day at 3:30. A meeting was held with the legal team to see how to properly execute this.
Now, tea farmers have a reason to put a smile on their faces following the government's announcement of the fertilizer subsidy program. According to the government, 2 billion shillings has been released for the program. This development comes as a relief to farmers who have been complaining over the high cost of fertilizer after the Kenya Tea Development Agency, KTDA, announced a price of 3,400 shillings per 50 kg bag due to the delayed government subsidy. With the subsidy in place, farmers will now purchase a 50 kg bag of fertilizer at 2,500. Speaking in Embu, the KTDA National Chair noted the agency will refund money deducted to farmers above the recommended price in January, alongside the monthly pay of green leaf set to be delivered in the month of December.
Wa majani chai wamefurahia sana kwa sababu ya pesa ambayo walipata mwezi huu wa 11 the 2 billion ya kusubsidize fertilizer ambayo wakulima wanaendelea kupata hadi saa hii. Na ile fertilizer wanapata ni ile ambayo tuliprocure at the beginning of this year, ambayo sasa wakulima wanapata, na tunatarajia wamaliziwe kupatiwa by end of this week, either by Saturday or by Monday. Na kwa sababu ya hiyo ndio tumetangaza ya kwamba ile pesa wakulima uanga wanakatwa shilingi 1 na sumni pa kilo ya kugharamia hiyo fertilizer. Ningetaka kuambia wakulima ya kwamba sasa kama mwenyekiti ambaye tulikaa chini na bondi yangu ya national, tukakubaliana after tumemaliza kupatia wakulima hiyo fertilizer yenye wanapata, tutafanya reconciliation ndio tuone kila mkulima amepata mifuko mingapi na ile pesa alikuwa amekatwa ni ngapi, ile iko juu yenye anapaswa kurudishiwa ni ngapi. Sasa ndio wakulima wapate, na tutafanya kazi pamoja na serikali. Kama kuna tangazo lolote serikali inataka kufanya, ama information yoyote inataka kujua, ama kiongozi yeyote wa mbunge wetu na wale wengine, watuite tukae chini ile suluhu wako nayo ama.
Environment Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has today presided over the opening session of the 2-day first Regional African Development Bank Climate Action Window Adaptation Workshop in Nairobi. Kenya is leading the charge for climate action in Africa, driven by a strong commitment to action both nationally and regionally, underwritten by a clear roadmap provided by various blueprints, including the updated nationally determined contributions that seeks to reduce Kenya's greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2030. According to the stakeholders, Kenya's ambitions are undermined by insufficient climate finances, which is a hindrance not just for Africa but the entire developing world.
Financial challenges is securing necessary funding for climate adaptation and mitigation. The African Development Bank estimates that Africa needs $60 billion annually for adaptation, yet the current financing falls short of that. So the initiatives like the Climate Action Window are critical, essential to closing this gap. We will continue to focus on delivering high-impact projects that drive meaningful progress in building our climate resilience. Our determination remains unwavering, and we are fully focused on achieving tangible results.
Really to permit us all in the countries that we serve and love to take these solutions to scale, to accompany the governments that we serve and support to implement their nationally determined contributions and their development objectives. And so we will have to be together in this. We are together in this, on est ensemble, as I think we often hear the leadership of the African Development Bank saying, or tupo pamoja, as we say in Kenya.
Well, that's just about it for K24 News. Thank you for making time for the segment. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session was Evelyn Wangoi. Do have yourselves a lovely one.
Step into a world of emotions, relationships.
Kumbe mama, ulikuwa unafikiria kuolewa tena?